because there was a lot of ice in the pay, making it impossible for the slow to pass through. Since every rock was cemented together, there was a potential for serious equipment damage. Parker then made the decision to leave that location. Parker now assumes that since their last visit, the pay dirt has had plenty of time to thaw. He believes that they should send a few people in there with the cats, because in his opinion, it's not a particularly large area for sling and would require another wash. P can't move, although those wash plants are not ideal. At this time of year, Parker still wants to mine that portion of land before the license expires. He claims that the frozen portion of the land is one of their final remaining access points, and that a large amount of gold has been extracted from there. Mitch and Tyson Conker and Tyson surmises that Parker left the frozen chunk unmined because he anticipated additional gold from Alaska. Parker disputes this, and there is an awkward pause if they choose to go through with it. Tyson said they would need to move quickly. Parker yells at him, telling him that if they don't finish, they don't take on things. There is definitely still some of the season left, in his opinion. Mitch remarks that they have gotten themselves into a mess after Parker leaves, and Tyson concurs that they still have a lot of work ahead of them. Parker is aware of Mitch and Tyson's hectic schedules and their substantial wealth, but they have already committed the majority of the funds necessary to complete the project. He is aware that if the gold isn't extracted, all of the money will be lost after their final 2 cuts of the season. Parker's team is almost done, covering their 90-acre goal with only a few weeks left in the season. Parker wants them to return to the Panama Canal, cut and add an additional 10 acres to make their ground a record dough. 100 acres. Suffer is nearing the end of the payback cut, while Big Red is tearing up the runway cut back at the Panama Canal. Tyson is busy assembling the wash and pod for the Lucifer as quickly as possible. It's absolutely a game changer in his opinion. Although Mitch is relieved that Parker has returned and that his attention is now firmly on the Yukon, he has just severely disrupted their plan. There aren't enough days left to get there using wash plants. In Mitch's opinion, if things had gone better in Alaska, they wouldn't be scrambling right now or even considering this project. Tyson eventually puts the last pail of black material into the slow afer when they're through. Mitch is happy with Tyson's performance. Parker's crew at Indian River has successfully extracted the payback cut. Now that Parker has revealed his intention to sell an additional 10 acres of land before winter, Mitch and Tyson have to drive the Lucifer to the Panama Canal, which has reopened. Tyson makes jokes about if Parker still has to chop one for them, or if they are truly done no matter what he does. Mitch responds he doesn't think there is any more dirt left. It's Mitch and Tyson's largest wash plant move of the season, a 1.6 m haul for the 45-ton machine. As quickly as possible, they will drag Lucifer down a 000 foot of active runway where light aircraft are landing and taking off in order to reach the other end of the claim, eventually reaching the Panama Canal, where the plant will be installed on a pad 40 feet above the ground. Tyson makes the decision to give it a go after the plant is positioned. Mitch observes that the Lucifer is feeling particularly heavy on this particular day as it starts to roll, and Mitch is bringing the plant here ready to go. Mitch understands that they won't have much time to relax this season before disassembling the plant and reassembling everything. Mitch is happy with how well the SIL runs, are trembling from side to side. And the reason for that is that whatever input given to it simply gets amplified throughout the wash plant, yet all of the energy transfers through if the wash plant is slightly geared in one direction or another. That's why Mitch and Tyson are attempting to remain as composed and steady as possible. Mitch is hoping that during the move nothing gets damaged. They will soon be drawing near the runway they constructed without any plant flights or means of contact with aircraft. Landing spotter will be played by Tyson. They will just attempt to pass through there without any issues, since the last thing they want is for someone to try to land and find that the wash Plant is stopped in the middle of the runway, or all of a sudden Tyson tells Mitch that he sees a jet approaching and that it appears to be looping. According to Tyson, it will shortly be approaching and landing downstream. They'd never imagined they would be hauling a fully clothed wash plant down the runway when they were building it, nor did they intend to return to the Panama Canal. Glancing at the aircraft, Tyson notes that it appears to be moving in the direction of Eureka, indicating that it may not be making a landing. Mitch feels so very relieved. Mitch decides to go for it and soon proclaims the runway clear. Tyson abruptly notices another jet approaching and alerts Mitch to it. Suddenly, a white jet plane flies by them quite closely and smashes the runway. It's obvious Mitch is rattled. Mitch makes the decision to use the runway. As soon as the plane touches down, he requests that Tyson keep an eye out for any other visitors. Tyson fixes his gaze to the heavens before any other plane circles. And Mitch roars in the wash plant. Tyson chooses to excavate a little bit more out of that end after informing Mitch that he will be catching the slows on the runway. Tyson is instructed by Mitch to enter and enlarge it as much as possible because Lucifer is 32 feet wide. From wing to wing, Tyson needs to slightly enlarge their load row there to let the slew eifer to pass. He clears the debris off the runway. As far as moving the plant is concerned, they are doing rather well, but things might quickly change if they rip off a wing with little margin for mistake. Mitch carefully guides the plant and makes an effort to maintain it in the middle. Thanks for watching my video. Videolytics. Tools compare. Off.